RobotRobot.
As far as like having more Dark Souls, it's like, yeah, it'd be the fourth Dark Souls game, and there's a part of me that's like, oh yeah, I'm glad they're making Sekiro. I want to see more, them spread their wings, try some stuff out. But there's like just a part of me that's like within my core, it's like, I just want more Dark Souls, man. Just give me more Dark Souls.
Dark Souls 4.
Just make Dark Souls 4, make Dark Souls 5, make Dark Souls. I don't really care
it's
about.
It's becoming their new Armored Core.
It's kind of, yeah. I kind of just don't want them to, like, I want to chain Miyazaki to a computer desk and be like, make more for me. More. Give me more.
Yeah.
I kind of, it's just, I realize that, that is very much the fandom curse of any cool thing, but whatever, man. I'm willing to,
I'm excited for Sekiro.
Yeah, I am too.
Looks neat.
Yeah, I'm like, I've said it on an earlier episode. But I'm very bittersweet on Sekiro because, like, one, it's like, oh, it's a new From Software game, and also it looks super dope and super fun. You're like a bionic commando ninja samurai, and the combat looks really cool. But also, there's not going to be like character creation, and there's not going to be like a lot of different weapons, and it's not gonna probably be super fun to play through multiple times, and it's not gonna really have like Dark Souls traditional multiplayer in it.
Yeah, but I have a theory.
Oh,
so what if the Shogun that cuts off your arm at the beginning of the game is actually
Patches?
God damn you! Fuck you!
Is that what you were going to say?
A good improver would say no and do something else. But I am not, and that was exactly where I was going.
Well, I mean, the rule of improv is yes and.
Yes, and.
So it is Patches,
and he's got a third arm.
Oh, he just attaches your arm to his body.
He steals your arm.
Patches,
and puts
the
it
arm
on
stealer,
his back.
Yeah,
so he can do backup push-ups.
Try wield.
But that's just a theory. A game theory.
All of these men in their Dark Souls full of greed with all their arms. They don't need more than one arm.
Yeah, he goes to where Shiva of the East lives, and he just starts taking arms. He's there to kick ass and take arms, and also 10-year-old boy kings, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know why that's funny. 10-year-old boy king.
I want that arm. No, he's just like, I want that boy. He's like, why'd you cut off my arm? Consolation, I don't know.
I want your arm, and I'm going to take your boy to take all your future arms. Of your family lineage of arms.
And then I will do the worst thing of all. What's that? I'm going to tell a real groaner, hey kid, give me a hand.
And then you die.
Yeah.
And the game ends.
But that's just a theory. The game theory.
RobotRobot.
The game, as Mr. Reggie says, the game is fun. It's a pretty. I just feel like. I just wish he was a little bit more, a little faster paced, a little bit more to it.
It just makes me like imagine Reggie Fils-aime's just sitting in his office, stone face, and he has to go through each and every game and just plays it silently, uneating, unblinking. And as soon as he gets to the end, the game is fun.
The game is fun.
Occasionally, there's one that's not. It gets scrapped, deleted. It gets Men in Black wiped out of everyone's mind.
There's like a one-way mirror that looks in. There's like a bunch of like super nervous like workers and scientists on the other side, and they're like biting their nails. It's like, okay, and Reggie like turns off the computer and is like, the game is fun. Oh, thank God.
I think
and everyone just starts cheering. Holy shit. Like a couple people like start kissing each other like there's confetti, and one of them like breaks down and cries like, the game is fun. Oh God, I get to see my family.
I think we may have just figured out Nintendo. Like, they actually do make bad games.
It's just Reggie, the undying golem.
They get wiped from everyone's mind.
Yeah.
Like, we unknow them. We unknow all the bad Nintendo games.
Mm-hmm.
Star Fox 3 through 7, awful, gone. Get him out of here.
Yeah, do you remember the 7 Star Fox sequels? Nope. No, you don't.
Reggie, the game is not fun.
Reggie unhinged his
Millions.
gaping maw, and he ate the game in all
And
of
the
its
developers.
knowledge. In all the developers and all the knowledge of the game. He eats the knowledge.
He's an eldritch horror.
Reggie fils-aime, the knowledge eater.
Like, I just, back to what the thing you were saying, like, the game is not fun. A scientist lets out a single tear. My body is ready. The Reggie unhinges his gaping maw and eats him and his development team whole.
The game is not fun.
Body is
Guys,
ready.
there's like a red telephone on the wall. One of the game dev scientists. They're game devs and scientists, by the way. Pulls out the phone. And it's like, Marie, tell the kids I love them. The game wasn't fun.
This is a TV that looks like an apple. Oh, God, he's coming.
Oh, fuck. Okay, take care. I love you so.
My body is ready.
My body is ready.
It's like John Carpenter's The Thing.
It's like Logan's Run. So like Reggie just like gets in a throne in the middle of a giant room and just like stares up, opens his mouth, and a vortex comes out of it. And all the devs of the bad game like join hands and they like start getting lifted up into the air.
They're not even in the room for the play test. Like, they're just sitting in their cubicles, and one day their gym goes off and they have to walk to Reggie's office. They're never seen again.
Like they look on their gem, and like a little like magic 8-ball little diamond pops up and it says "not fun." And so they just stone-faced get up from their desk, they tidy their things, and they walk into a room to never
be seen again.
Never be seen again.
That's how Nintendo works.
That's how Nintendo works. Oh my god. There was apparently, I guess there was just not a lot of fun games this year. It was Smash was the only fun game. It was a rough time in Nintendo headquarters.
I hate to imagine all the people that got wiped out of existence because of that.
They're called the Nobodies.
That's probably why. Oh gosh, I forget his name. The guy who develops Smash.
Sakurai.
Sakurai's like, oh shit, I gotta put out a game or
I have to appease Reggie.
I have to appease Reggie. He's the only person to successfully make a tribute.
Reggie really likes Smash, so like Sakurai just keeps just destroying his life, just trying to keep Reggie happy. Here's a new Smash. It's the ultimate one.
Reggie's
Can I
just
go
like,
home?
the game is fun. Sakurai breathes a sigh of relief, slowly starts walking out of the office, but oh fuck. Could you make Snake's ass smaller? You got it, okay.
Reggie like looks at Smash Ultimate. It's a cold silence. Sakurai looks up and says, "We fixed Wii Fit Trainer's face. We Olimar's helmet cracks when he gets hit. Snake's butt is smaller. The game is fun." It just like echoes.
Echoes through the building. Windows break.
It's like staring into the eyes of the Covenant. You never want to look Reggie directly in the face because
Yeah,
then you'll just like melt.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, geez. So yeah, Fallout Shelter is okay. I wish it was faster.
RobotRobot.
So that's cool. The game gets to live for people who really enjoyed it. And I was thinking about maybe like picking that up just for a little nostalgia. Just to
all you Scrolls fans out there, it's back.
It's back. kind of. I'm looking at you, NCSoft. Why can't you do the same with City of Heroes, you fucks? Ugh. Just let us have the... Anyway.
That's for another episode.
Center, find your...
I'm not feeling well, must calm down.
You're straining yourself.
Strain yourself, old man.
Bring me my heart pills.
RobotRobot.
Hey, all you crazy kids, it's summertime of loving, and you're here live listening to the RobotRobot podcast. It's me,
It's Sparky and the Wolf coming at you live. So what is that?
It's the summertime shake-up, you know? Gotta get into tis the season for summer surfing.
I'm shook.
It's the sun is up,
The moon is down, and it's just a holographic light in the sky put there by the devil.
we're living in a simulation, folks, so live it up.
Be careful to not fall off your seat, or you might fall off the side of the flat earth.
Be careful with the thoughts by yourself. They can go to real dark places, so make sure to stay cool with a nice Coca-Cola.
Hot tip from Smokey and the Wolf.
The last time I looked in the mirror, the reflection of myself winked at me. What was that about?
RobotRobot.
A brand new update for No Man's Sky coming out next week.
Yeah.
Which I'm super stoked about because, the whole debacle of No Man's Sky in 2016, it looks like this, which they're titling No Man's Sky Next, is more or less the game that was promised 2 years ago. It took forever to get here, but
next in a title always has like the weirdest connotation to me.
Oh yeah.
It just sounds like bad to me.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me of the MTV show Next.
No.
Where you're like, where they're trying to pick someone to date, and they can just say next.
Oh,
and just move. It's like
No Man's Sky.
Next.
Yeah, that's fair. It always makes me think of the Nicolas Cage movie Next.
Oh man, that really dates me mentioning the MTV show Next. What was,
Yeah, a
what
little
was that,
bit.
like early 2000s?
I was like, that had to be. I think that was early 2000s.
It was right after September.
Those are dark times.
Yeah.
All those bad MTV shows and nothing else.
Yeah,
Nothing else
yeah,
bad
that's
happened.
why. Yep.
Yeah, that's why it was
Dark
the
times.
MTV
Dark
times
times.
of MTV reality television.
Yep.
Oof. I'm surprised America was able to survive that.
There were some really funny ones though.
Oh yeah.
There was Date My Mom. That one was fantastic.
So what was the host just like this like horribly disgusting obese man just like, hey, welcome to You Want to Date My Mom?
No, so the idea behind the show is there's three chicks and then there's a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now he doesn't get to see any of the chicks. What he has to do is he has to date their mom, and their mom has to do the hard sell.
The mom has to sell the guy on her daughter
Yeah, during a date.
during a date with the mom.
It is hilarious. If you ever want some like really funny clips, just look up like whatever you can find from Date My Mom on YouTube. It's hilarious. I think one of my favorite out of context quotes from that show is, "He made me feel like a goddess." I think with context, it's even funnier. So go check that out.
That's like the skeeviest thing.
No, it's so good and it's so fake and it's wonderful.
Oh,
One of the best shows I've ever seen. What I'm trying to say is that the show was a vehicle for me to advertise the early 2000s show Date My Mom from MTV.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah,
it is.
Definitely. But yeah, it back.
Sorry, did I derail you?
No, watch this. With No Man's Sky coming out.
Yeah, Channel Bowl Billy Shakes India.
Just wanted to be excited about video games.
I am. The
You
new
have to
No
talk to me
Man's
about
Sky thing.
mom
They're
dating.
adding in multiplayer.
Yeah, they're adding in multiplayer and they're doing a whole bunch of other things.
Date My Mom.
Date my mom. You can date my mom in No Man's Sky now. There's gonna be underwater bits, and I'm just thinking of stuff like,
Can you date someone's mom underwater?
can you date? I was also thinking of like,
Do you have to craft her an oxygen tank?
yeah,
Today or Underwater.
Yeah, there's that other show, Teenage Mom, which was equally awful.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's just.
I think the title gives it away.
I think that. Can you guess what it's about?
You know,
it's a real thinker, a real Billy Shake style,
high concept writing.
show. And there's like My Sweet 16. Oh God. And then there's like, I remember there was this other show. I can't remember what it was called. But it was supposed to give makeovers to loser high schoolers.
That's
makes
just
them,
gotta compound the issue.
Yeah, I feel like this is like some real mental disorder kind of like instigating stuff, because it was, the episode I remember was like this nerdy kid that wanted to date to the prom.
Yeah.
So like he had he was just an average high schooler, right? And so he was on this show, and and so they they got like a new haircut, like changed his wardrobe, and there was this like this part that like bugged me. This part that stuck in me.
Yeah.
There was a moment where they're checking out like his room and looking at all of his stuff and being like, "Oh, that's got to go," and trying to make it more appealing for 16-year-olds, I guess.
Yeah, for a 16-year-old, they want to get this kid laid.
Right.
That's what the sleazy producers at MTV wanted to do. They wanted to get this kid, fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. And he had a shelf full of like old horror movies and stuff like that, and stuff like Hellraiser and like Friday the 13th, like all these like cult classic films.
Oh yeah.
And they were just like, this is gross. This has got to go.
I love Hellraiser.
And he was just like, no, not these. These are like, oh, I like these. These could stay. He's like, no. It's like, you want to be cool or lose all your life?
Hellraiser is cool.
I'm like,
fuck you.
That part like supremely pissed me off.
Pissed me off too.
Like,
fuck you, MTV. Hellraiser's cool. What do you know?
It's like it was an entire show based around the concept of like raking kids of all their interests and individuality and just like painting them over in a soft beige.
Ew, having like interests in horror movies that are from before your time, that's not cool.
Seriously.
That's gross.
Like, holy shit.
Fucking lame-o.
Like, get rid of anything that could be possibly interesting about this person. This child.
But
and it was, oh man,
to tie it back, No Man's Sky's doing that in reverse. They're adding in a bunch of shit to make it interesting.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Individuality. You can actually customize your characters now. There's like a third-person camera and stuff.
You can hang up Hellraiser posters on your ship.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck those MTV shills.
The real vehicle for the show is just it's a big megaphone to say fuck MTV.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jello Biafra did it better, but whatever.
Follow your dreams, kids. Like what you're gonna like.
Yeah.
Anybody can be boring.
RobotRobot.
Super question.
Woo!
We found some super questions to ask on podcasts from www.thepodcasthost.com. And we're gonna answer.
We're gonna. This is the question segment of the podcast, and so we found some great questions, some quote-unquote super questions.
Well thought out questions.
Now, these are some primo questions. Now, like, I feel like once we finally answer these super questions, it's just the key to the door, right?
I think if we answer these super questions, we'll be a super podcast.
A super podcast.
It works like an incantation almost.
Yeah. Exactly. This is the secret that we've been looking for. We've been trying to expand our horizons, really reach out there, get this podcast to the top of the charts.
I think once we answer the hard-hitting questions,
once we answer these super questions. Now, these questions have been asked to famous actors and performers on famed American TV show Inside the Actors Studio. Yeah, and we thought that let's just add let's do a couple here and there. Yeah, that'd be fun, right? So how about this? We'll do the first one today. How about that? Sound good?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, Drew, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word is astronaut.
Really?
Yes. It kind of has a story too.
Okay.
Well, for a shorter story, I when I was a really little kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
That's cute.
And then I guess the more main reason why I think that's my favorite word is I'm a really big fan of Bob Dylan. This will make sense in time.
Okay. Do I need to strap in?
No. It's a short anecdote about his
Maybe
life.
I get a snack or something. I'm gonna have to get a drink. Let me hold on. Wait. Let me get settled. Hold on.
Settle in.
Let me
strap in.
settle. Okay, you just said that it's gonna make sense in time. I'm here for the time.
Pop your toes, stretch your neck, all that.
Please continue.
Okay. So, I think right after Bob Dylan's electric age, when he forsook the regular guitar because it was shitty and couldn't plug into anything,
Right.
which is obviously why he did it.
Of course.
He did a tour in Europe, and I think when he was touring as Electric Dylan, someone like from one of the English papers went up to him, like from some tabloid, and they were like, "Mr. Dylan, do you have a word for us?" And he turns to them dead face and just goes, "Astronaut," and that's it.
Awesome. That's an awesome answer.
So it's my favorite word.
Okay, cool. Did he really go around being called Electric Dylan?
I mean, that wasn't his official name, but
Oh.
people refer to that era when he picked
As
up
Electric
using
Dylan?
electric instruments as Electric Dylan because it was such a departure from his folk music stylings.
Sounds like a stand.
Oh my God, that would
Yeah.
see. That's a fucking super question. What would your stand be? My
Would your
stand would be Electric Dylan.
Yeah.
Hell yes,
That's pretty good. That's not bad. Well, now there's some red on my face because my favorite word that popped into my head immediately has no story or any relevance.
It was also astronaut.
Dang it. Stole it. No. When I read that question, I don't know why. Just literally the first word that popped in my head was gazebo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I just like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Gazebo. It has just a good flow to it. Gazebo.
Yeah, it sounds neat. It sounds like if it weren't actually a thing, it would be a Pokemon.
Yeah. Also, when I was a child, me and my dad would go out to the park and sit in the gazebo out in the
making that
field, and he would tell me
That's not real.
stories of his youth, and I
You
felt
don't
a
have
real
a
good
fucking
bond
gazebo. I know
with
you
my.
don't.
You don't have a dad. I know that.
You're right. I would just go to the gazebo and cry about how I didn't have a father.
On rainy days, I'd go out to the local gazebo and I'd cry about my dead father who left me on a fishing boat.
Who left me in a fishing gazebo?
Oh, my dad went.
It's a raised platform floating in the ocean.
My floating ocean gazebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would always remind me of my dead fishing dad who got eaten by a shark.
For trying to sail a gazebo.
And my mother, my poor sweet mother, she'd always tell me, no, little Thomas, do not go out to the floating sea gazebo. And I'd be like, no, Mama, I must, to remember Papa.
Keep it there as a memory of him.
I must not forget him. He told me to wait at the floating ocean gazebo.
It's anchor forever weighed.
Mm-hmm. Some days I think, did I ever leave that gazebo or am I still there now? You know what I mean?
That's wild.
You know what I mean? So it's good that we both have good stories for our words.
Yep, definitely.
Really deep, meaningful stories. Something from our hearts.
Yeah.
RobotRobot.
Is bowling like one of the worst activities that you could do with friends outside of your own home?
Bowling, so...
I don't like bowling. Just seems like such a waste of time. Because I went recently bowling, right?
You went, okay.
And it's just, I feel like it's just awful. It's the thing that you do when you're desperate to do some sort of activity with friends, but you don't have access to like some sort of better alternative.
Unless like you want to be a professional or something.
Right?
Like other sports tend to lend themselves more towards like, let's do this for fun. Let's play a rousing game of dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go bowling, yeah.
I will give bowling the benefit that it doesn't need to be organized. You don't need a big group of friends to go to bowl, right? You need to organize like a game of hoops, right? Where it's like, oh, there's, you're on that team, you're on that team. It's like, oh, bowling, let's just hit the lanes.
Much like golf, it is one of those very single player multiple people games, which doesn't sound...
See, the thing I hate about bowling is you're having a good... It's pretty much the same result as you would have if you were to, say, go to a bar or hang out at a restaurant with your friends, except every minute or so you banish a friend away from the group to go appease the lanes.
You send them to the alley.
You send them to the alley, to the lanes. You must go enact your penance.
You must feed the pin lords a ball.
Exactly. It's like this horrible ritual, and then everyone like kind of pretends to like pay attention to what they're doing, but not really. And then he comes back my experience is I'm sitting at the table talking to friends, having a good time, and then the signal arrives. My crystal goes off, and it's like, Tom, it's your turn
and
to appease the
stocks.
pins. And then everyone quiets, right? And then I have to get up. I have to get out of the chair and go up there. And it's like this stark loneliness out on the lane, right? It's like you're just a man on a mountain. Your friends are off just like whispers in the distance at their table. And it's just you, the ball, and the lane.
Yeah.
And it's just it's awful. It's all dark and noisy. Yet there's you have Blink 182 blaring on the sound system, and yet it's deafening. Exactly.
That's exactly what's
what
happening.
it's like, and then it all fades away.
and then you come back to a conversation you're no longer party to.
Exactly.
There's always someone who's like trying, he's trying real hard, and then there's someone who just gave up and doesn't want to be banished to the ball alley again.
Right? And then there's that one moment, the passing of the torch, right? It's now the end of your turn, the beginning of someone else's. And there's like this connection between the two. You lock eyes and you realize that the weight has been lifted off your shoulders, but you are giving the curse to someone else.
But also, like, what if you wanted to talk to that person? It's like, oh, let's continue having this. No, you must also wait for their turn.
These fleeting moments.
To banish the ball into the alley mouth.
Right?
It's
so heavy. Bowling is heavy, both physically and mentally. It's rough stuff.
You get one of those, like, lighter balls, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't have to...
Plus, every time that I bowl, my arm just hurts. Oh. And, like, my fingers hurt. It's just you're shoving.
Oh, and you got to put your fingers into those icky holes.
And you have to stick your fingers into these communal holes.
Yeah,
these shared orifices.
You don't know who's on the other side. What if you felt a little lick on the end there?
God, what an actual nightmare!
You just let go of the ball.
That sounds like an actual literally a nightmare. Like when your teeth fall out. It's like, oh, I'm at a bowling lane in
like
just
one of those,
the middle
one of those nightmares
space.
where you're not really controlling yourself and you have to do something really uncomfortable that you don't want to do. Like you see these tongues like swirling around inside the fucking holes of a bowling ball,
God.
but your hand's just compelling itself to go down in the ball, and you have to put it down in there, and you have to feel that. You have to feel that until you let go of the ball. And you're just like, why? Why are you doing this to me, brain?
And then there's like a shadowy figure in the back, and you're trying to run away from it, but you can't. You're just locked into the motion of like doing this weird tongue ball bowling.
Swirling around in those holes.
RobotRobot.
Calling is first person. It's very melee based. It's like it made me think of like Dead Island or the other game that always surprises me how popular it is. What's the other first-person zombie game with parkour and you jump around?
Dead guy. Dead man.
Dead man rising.
Starring Liam Neeson.
Dead Run. Zombie
Light?
World. Deadlight? No. What's it called?
Right?
They announced a sequel to it at E3.
Yeah. You can tell how interested either of us are in that game. Dead by Daylight? No, that's a different game. That's a fun game.
Is it?
Could be.
Yeah, I see a lot of
it looks fun. They've gotten a lot of updates. I kind of want to get into it.
Saw they had like an esports tournament for it recently.
That does not sound like what that should be.
From what I could watch in that tournament, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That just made me think of like someone like shoutcasting for that game. Oh, Freddy just pulled her into the dream world. How's she gonna escape? Oh my fucking god, that sounds so bad.
yes.
RobotRobot.
Super question provided to us by the podcasthost.com.
Yeah.
What sound or noise do you love? I hate that noise. It's so bad for it is audio poison. It is terrible.
What do you mean?
It is awful.
It's my ASMR noise.
It's like when someone starts all their sentences by going, which we've done plenty of.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize for that.
Oh, I'm trying.
What sound or noise do you love? Please, you have to stop. Please.
I'm answering the question.
Please answer the question with something other than that.
Okay.
I beg of you.
The noise where I flick my tongue left and right very quickly. I like that noise the most. I like making that noise, especially how it reverberates when it's inside of a bowling ball.
God.
It sounds great.
Oh.
What's your favorite noise or sound?
Silence. No, my favorite noise or sound.
Like any boots,
Let me
maybe?
really dig into my character here, really reveal some inner machinations of my mind and personality here to really expose myself to our audience and hopefully develop some sort of
This is time to give
meaningful
your character
connection.
depth.
You can find like really meaningful connections within the most simple things,
Like silly little noises.
like silly little noises. You know what? The first thing that actually pops in my head, and this is a real answer, not a joke answer,
Okay.
is when you are something I don't get to do very often is eat ice cream,
Yeah.
right? And specifically taking a metal spoon and eating ice cream out of a glass bowl
Oh,
or
that's
object.
That's interesting.
And the sound of the because it's padded a little bit by like the melted ice cream at the bottom, but the spoon kind of clanking with the glass of the bowl, that little clink clink clink. I don't know. I just really like that sound. It is a fond sound that I think of.
Do you like any noises that you can make?
Oh, maybe.
Like anything like that? Or-
Oh, like I do the
Oh, that's a pretty good noise.
after watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off way too many times. Man, when I was in school, I get really bored in class, and I just learned how to make all sorts of weird, dumb noises. Classics like or like the I can't do it anymore.
Holy shit! Is this the PS4 press conference? Is this the Sony press conference? Holy shit! You got me.
Please, I'm a master. I'm one of the last few on this earth.
Yeah.
Stuff, dumb things. Snaps and
Like a regular not Carl's Winslow.
not Carl's Winslow. We learned.
Yeah, not that name. That
I think I cut that out of that video.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I mean, I wouldn't have normally, but we literally settled on like, oh, that was Carl's Winslow as
was
the
not.
answer.
It was not him.
Super not.
The guy from Police Academy.
The guy from
if
Police
you
Academy.
know, at We Are Robot at twitter.com.
Hold on.
We're gonna look
Police, yeah, if I could type it right.
Police Academy. And we're gonna look up a professional noisemaker. Oh, his last name was
Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow. His last name was Winslow.
Oh, okay.
We just got the first name wrong.
Yeah. That was the guy we were thinking of is the dad from the show with
People?
oh my god, I'm forgetting every name. I was talking about this on my stream earlier this week, how I'm I don't know if I'm ever going to be a successful, like, funny man because I can never make proper references because I can't remember anybody's name ever.
Oh, jeez.
Will Smith.
Oh,
Fresh
the Fresh
Prince.
Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah,
That was the name you were fishing for?
that was the name I was fishing for.
Oh, my God.
What was the name of the guy who we thought was the noisemaker?
Carl Winslow?
Carl Winslow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. No, I'm sorry. Not
Carl
Fresh Prince.
Winslow is the character
Family
name.
Matters.
Carl
That's
Winslow
where he's
is the
from.
character name played by Reginald Vell Johnson
Yes.
from Family Matters. So in no part of any of what you said was any of that right,
No, it wasn't.
except for that the name was real in a fictional sense.
Yes. I'm very good at what I do.
By the way, very powerful scene in that show where he confronts a fellow police officer for bringing in his son because he's black. If we could just take some time to appreciate that. Okay,
I
appreciation.
think that was my favorite sound, was that ensuing conversation.
RobotRobot.